CNN is suddenly turning MAGA. I mean, I can't believe what I'm hearing out of this one reporter. I kind of like this guy out of his ears. I like how he's sort of sweet and traditional. He says things like, oh my goodness, and oh my gosh, and like, I say those things, right? So I kind of appreciate that he says it. He's got a lot of enthusiasm and he's sort of surprised. But when you hear the language of what he's saying, I mean, he's saying things like the Democrats are garbage. The Democrat brand is bad, bad, bad. The Democrat brand is going the way of Cracker Barrel. A little dig at Cracker Barrel. We can talk about that. Cracker Barrel is really struggling because they decided to do what Bud Light did. They decided to do what Target did. And let's just say that's not a good idea. You know the saying, go woke, go broke. Anyway, let's hear from Harry Anton over at CNN just exactly how bad these poll numbers really are for the Democrats right now.
The Democratic brand right now has about the appeal with the American voter as the Cracker Barrel rebrand has with the American consumers. Bad, bad, bad. What are you doing? Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we talking about here in terms of big party registration changes in the key swing states? Let's look at the key 4 swing states that, in fact, do keep track of registration by party. Look, the Republican Party is in their best position at this point in the cycle since at least 2005 in all 4 of these key battleground states. We go out to the Southwest, Arizona. How about Nevada? Republicans haven't done this well since 2005. Oh, my goodness gracious, at this point in the cycle. North Carolina, I couldn't find a point at which Republicans were doing better at this point in the cycle. It's at least this century. It probably goes way back in the last century. And Pennsylvania, very similar. Republicans doing better at this point than at any point this century, at least as far as I could find. Now, what types of gains are we talking about here for the Republican Party? Well, let's compare it to this point during the first Trump administration all the way back in 2017. Look at this. The Republican Party gains in party registration compared to this point back in 2017 during the Trump first administration. In Arizona, you got a Republican gain of 3 points. Okay, how about Nevada? Up the hill we go, even though we're sticking in the Southwest. A gain of 6 points. How about, again, we come to the East Coast, North Carolina, a gain of 8 points for the Republicans. And in the Keystone State, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, again, we're talking about a gain of 8 points. My goodness gracious, for Republicans, they are converting old former Democrats to their side of the ledger, as well as picking up new voters, registering new voters, and it absolutely paid off for them back in the 2024 election.
Isn't that incredible? Like, it's really, 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 really incredible. It like sort of blows me away. I mean, it shouldn't blow you away. I said all along I thought Donald Trump was going to win. I mean, gosh, for goodness sakes, the competition wasn't exactly competition. Kamala Harris, thank you very much. But just the messaging that we had to hear over and over and over again, it's no surprise that all of a sudden, what do you see? Men are gravitating, including young men, to the Republican Party hand over fist. I mean, these numbers are massive. By the way, he made a reference to the Cracker Barrel brand. It's like, these people can't get out of their own way, right? They had the old guy who was the Cracker Barrel guy, and they took him away because somehow it was more politically correct not to have him on there, for whatever that's worth. There was a funny meme going around over the weekend. I posted it on my social, on my feed, here on my Shorts feed. Watch. This Cracker Barrel thing is heating up.
Hello, I'm the Cracker from Cracker Barrel. And y'all know I sat on that damn logo for 48 damn years. Longer than a snake deep throat in the giraffe neck. Then overnight, you got this DEI group of people taking over our marketing, talking about we need a rebrand. Then poof, how you gonna rebrand without debrand?
Cracker Barrel, you might be going the way of Bud Light. They might, right? They really, really might. So Cracker Barrel is not something that you want to be compared to. And so I'm saying, Cracker Barrel, you may be going the way of Bud Light. Harry Anton over at CNN is saying, hey, Democrat Party, you may be going the way of Cracker Barrel, whose stock just got demolished, right, over this whole woke rebrand. But the point is the Democrats don't know which way to turn. And it's like, I don't know, it's like they're really truly on the spectrum, because how could you not have figured that when you tell guys they're the worst thing like in the world, that they are somehow the enemy, that's not going to do it for you. And somehow this, like, we're going to divide and conquer and we're going to make it all about women. Like, did you forget that like half the population is men? And by the way, women are married often, hopefully, to men. And they have sons, and they have brothers, and they have fathers, and you can't just demonize an entire sex of people. I mean, I'm sitting there the whole time going, are they crazy? You want to talk about stupid, bad, idiotic politics? That's what the Dems got. And it's all they've got, which is why Harry also said just a couple of weeks ago, the Democrat Party brand is garbage. Garbage, as they would like to say it.
Particular point, the Democratic brand is in the basement. It is total and complete garbage in the mind of the American public. The Democratic Party's net favorable rating, record lows in all three. Wall Street Journal, 30 points underwater. CNN, 26 points underwater. Gallup, 26 points underwater. And that is being driven in large part by discontent within the Democratic base. The Democratic base wants something different. We'll ultimately end up seeing who they choose. It'll be quite the thing who ultimately gets the rose.
It's not hard. Again, it's common sense. And I think that the problem is, like, they all got so screwy, maybe, all this doubt about, gee, am I a boy or a girl stuff really started to set in because they completely lost their way. I mean, if you think about what the Democrat Party brand used to represent, it was working class America. And all of a sudden Trump comes in and he completely stole their thunder. So they became the party of the elites. And the Republican Party became the party for everyone else. And so when you look at the new data that's coming in, and the New York Times did a wonderful job looking at this data. I mean, it's not me saying it, it's the New York Times, right? The Democrat Party faces a voter registration crisis. Why? Because everybody that's registering to vote now is registering as, drum roll please, a Republican. Nobody wants to be a Democrat. Nobody. I mean, this they've never seen anything like this. We already saw approval ratings that were down in the 20s, right? I mean, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And they did this nice little graph. Can you see that, guys? I mean, all the blue arrows down, 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 all the red arrows going up, 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 up. And what they're seeing is a stampede. This is the New York Times calling it a stampede away from the Democrat Party. It's occurring in battleground states. So this is going to be one clean swoop. That's what's going to happen. The bluest states and the reddest states too, according to a new analysis of voter registration. So the states that were still considered battleground, that were red, they're going more red. They're going bright, fiery, orange, red. And all those blue states, they're turning red too. And again, it's not that hard to figure out. Here's one of the things that they point out. The shifts also previewed Democrat weakness in 2024. The party saw some of its steepest declines in registration among men and younger voters, according to the Times analysis, two constituencies that swung sharply towards Donald Trump, right? Because young people don't like what they're being told. And men, certainly. I mean, you want to be told you're the enemy? You're no good at all. We need to just basically write you out of history, including all those horrible founding fathers that put this country together to begin with. I mean, unbelievable. Nearly 49% of men newly registering with a major party chose the Democrats back in 2020. I don't know what they were thinking. But by 2024, guess what? That figure was down to roughly 39%, and it's falling. It's going to be 29% before you know it. At the same time, the Democrat edge among women registering to vote, poof. Again, why? Because a woman is married to a man. A woman has children, including sons. A woman has a father and a brother. And the more you keep telling her that men are awful, the more she's going to say, to hell with you guys. Like, I don't need that. This is not who we are. And so you look at these overall numbers and look at this graph. I love this one. Take a look at this. Oh, I must have killed the New York Times to have to print this one. Democrats, nice slope down. You look at it really as you went into 24 too, like Kamala was not the answer. Let me just say again, you look at the Republican graph, woo, a nice shoot up. So that is really good news for the GOP, for Republicans, for Donald Trump. It shows you that the economy is doing a little bit better. People appreciate that. It shows you that the wind is at, what do they say? The wind at your back, right? And he's sailing straight forward with all these initiatives he wanted to get done, and he is getting done. And so I think that this may in some ways sort of explain why you're seeing media try and turn a little bit. I mean, they're seeing that the handwriting is on the wall. Certainly over at CNN, they're trying to admit the truth. But gosh darn it, you better be admitting the truth. That's what you should have been doing all along instead of sugarcoating everything. And so now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. And I suspect that you're going to see a lot more changes coming in the media. You're going to see a lot more fairness. You're going to see a lot more of both sides. No more of this 90% bad coverage of Donald Trump and 90% great coverage of the Democrats. Like, split it down the middle, for goodness sakes, guys. You've just become an arm of the Democrat Party.